What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I seen this story early yesterday morning when it broke. And a lot of times, like I tell you guys, I'll see stories, and sometimes you guys will send me stories, and I'll hold off on a little bit to stop me from reporting on something where answers are not known, to where, I got to make 2 or 3 more videos as more information comes out to it. So to avoid that, I might wait a day or two to see if more details come out. And it's a good thing I did, because the way I'm putting this video together today, I really want you guys to see what's out here and how there are people out here that don't care about nobody, no matter how young you are or old you are. The guy that I'm about to show you puts the P in the word predator. The story's about a home invasion out there in Wayne County in Dearborn, Michigan. Shout out Dearborn, Michigan, in which 2 elderly women, ages 78 and 85 years old, one of them was immobile, meaning I guess she was wheelchair bound and couldn't walk. This gentleman right here, Michael Sean Holcomb Jr., said he's 52 years old, forced himself into these women's house and put them through a lot of horror, terror, humiliation, and torture. I'm going to play you this first video about, what was known yesterday. And then this video that just dropped that details everything he did in the house with these poor women. Now, they survived, but the humiliation and the fear that they went through should not have been. I said many times, at what point now, with the communities and the nation saying they're not safe, we'll start to continue to fall on deaf ears. Put it that way. Take a look at this video and we'll come back and talk about it.
Jessica.
This attack is just the absolute worst. We're talking about 2 elderly sisters, one in her 70s, the other in her 80s, brutally beaten and sexually assaulted in their own home. We understand that they are recovering in the hospital this evening. Now, the man behind this, a 52-year-old, it was actually wanted a few hours before this happened yesterday for the similar attack on a teen girl.
It makes me want to cry. I just don't know what is going on in this world today.
Neighbors simply horrified at what happened in the middle of the day in this typically peaceful Dearborn neighborhood, just down the street from Robin Pace in the area of Southfield Road and Outer Drive.
This home invasion was just terrifying.
It started as a home invasion around 2 Sunday. 2 elderly sisters inside, one in their 70s, the other in her 80s. Dearborn police say the 52-year-old suspect violently attacked the women, beating them, then brutally sexually assaulting them. Neighbors tell us one of the women ran naked from the home for help, likely saving both of their lives. Investigators quickly tracked the suspect to this nearby motel in Melvindale, about 5 miles away. He just checked in when police moved in, making the arrest. We're told the same day this horrific attack happened, Allen Park police were looking for him in connection to a teen he'd allegedly sexually assaulted too.
I don't know if it's drug related, the mental illness thing, I don't know, but what do you say? I just wish it was a better world.
The 2 elderly ladies are still in the hospital recovering from their extensive injuries. As police put extra patrols in the neighborhood for peace of mind, Robin says this has completely shaken her.
You got to look at people differently, and what are you doing on my block, and do you belong here, And that's not the way to live.
At this point, we understand that those women were chosen completely at random by this 52-year-old man who is now in police custody. He's not been charged yet. That's why we're not releasing his name at this point. But we do know that he does have a criminal past for sex crimes. We will continue to follow this awful story out of Dearborn. Reporting live, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
And I think that's probably the scariest part for people watching right now, is that this is a random crime, and that these women, these elderly women, were just chosen out of the blue. And it feels like it's hard to protect yourself in these kind of cases, that you always have to be on guard.
Absolutely, and that's what the neighbors are saying out there. They said this is really one of those neighborhoods where you keep your doors unlocked, you talk to your neighbors and that kind of thing. But something like this absolutely rocks the neighborhood, and they'll be taking some extra precautions over there.
Guys, that's the video from yesterday. And as sad as this case is, they didn't name his name because they said, you know, he wasn't charged yet. Well, he is charged. And a lot of times when they say person of interest, that's usually the person that they think did it or the person that's caught. He's been charged. Like I said, his name is Michael Sean Holcomb Jr. He appeared for his arraignment today. And I'm about to show you that video. And it gives some details of what he did to these women graphically. And he's being charged with over 20 felony charges, guys, including 5 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct, 2 counts of torture, and 2 counts of strangulation. You got one woman that's wheelchair bound and another one that had to run naked out the damn house. Somebody's mothers and grandmothers. See, when you attack these elderly folk like this, especially these elderly women, you attack that whole family. And by rights, I don't think this guy should be breathing. No time will fix that. He served time already. I don't even want to tell you no more because this will explain it all. But some people need to be shown the flowers immediately. You know, we talk about that. That's our slogan on this channel. Show them the flowers. This guy right here need a bunch of poinsettias and daisies pointing right in his face right now. Take a look.
And we begin tonight with our first look at a man charged in a heinous string of crimes. Prosecutors levy a long list of charges against a man accused of sexually assaulting 2 elderly sisters. At an arraignment today, a judge denied bond in the case, keeping the suspect behind bars.
52-year-old Michael Holcomb faces 10 felony counts, including torture in the case, after police say he pushed his way into a house and committed the crimes. Sean Lay was in court for today's arraignment. Sean, help us just kind of break down these charges for us.
Absolutely. In court right here, and what was read by the judge, absolutely stomach turning when it comes to these charges. Criminal sexual conduct as it relates to 2 sisters, 78 and 85 years old, including charges of torture. Now, the Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy says this is one of the worst things she's ever seen. We're also getting reaction from Dearborn's police chief. Listen to this.
It's terrible. It's disgusting. And, you know, I pray that he never breathes the same air that I breathe again.
Dearborn Police Chief Issa Shaheen and Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy this afternoon detailing the horrific acts this man is accused of doing to 2 elderly sisters this past Sunday in Dearborn. Their ages 78 and 85, simply at home. When at random, 52-year-old Michael Holcomb is accused of pushing his way through their door. Prosecutor Worthy says Holcomb allegedly brutalized, tortured, and repeatedly sexually assaulted the 2 sisters. One sister has no mobility and had to crawl up basement stairs to try to call for help. Another had to run from the house without clothing to scream for help.
And I've been the elected prosecutor for almost 20 years. And when I tell you, in those thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of cases I've seen, heard about, presided over, actually tried myself, advised my staff, this is among the worst set of facts that I've seen.
And sir, you are Mr. Holcomb? Yes.
Holcomb hit with charges today, but will likely face even more charges tomorrow. Allen Park police say Holcomb also brutalized a 13-year-old girl who was at a sleepover just hours before the attack on the sisters. Those sisters are hospitalized and badly injured.
The level of brutality in this case is really unimaginable.
As I reflect on this incident, I'm just struck with profound sadness and sympathy for these victims.
Back here live, we dug on Holcomb yesterday. We had his name, couldn't release it until charges were filed, but we knew that we found that he was a registered sex offender in Ecorse and also did 10 years in prison for sexual assault. Now tomorrow, we could see those charges, guys, out of Allen Park. I spoke with the police chief there. They met with prosecutors and requested a warrant for charges there for brutalizing a 13-year-old the morning of the attack here in Dearborn. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4. Back to you.
Guys, that's the story. And like the reporter said, it's absolutely stomach turning. And it is. Like I said, these women here have a history, you know, throughout their life of ups and downs. Just sitting in the house minding their business. 78, 85 years old. All they have to do rely on each other. I mean, all they have to do is rely is on each other. And here comes some random stranger knocking on the door, forcing himself in the house and terrorizing both of them, and never even knew him. Then they said this is a 3-hour crime spree where he touched a 13-year-old girl prior to that, within a 3-hour period of doing it to them. I'm done asking what's wrong with people, and I don't even care no more. But what I do know is people that do this type of stuff, severe penalties need to ensue. At 78 and 85 years old, the psychological damage could end their already long life. I want you to think about that. The one sister was immobile. She had to crawl up the steps of her own damn house to search for help. How you think the other sister, who fled the house naked after being attacked, felt? The shame she felt screaming out in the street for neighbors to come and assist her. How do you think she felt when she had to leave her other sister in the house with that maniac? There are people out here that are selfishly driven in their own sexual desires. It's not my fault or any of you out there fault that a man can't control himself or a woman. Extreme measures need to be taken for extreme crimes, and they need to have extreme punishments. This guy shouldn't even be breathing right now, just like the cops said. I don't want him breathing the same air as me. There need to be special laws set up when people come through there and they ravage people, that they should be ravaged immediately and dispatched like the animals that they are. When I seen this story yesterday, I was like, man. But like, you know, that last news article just broke like minutes ago. That's why I just put it on here with this one. And it details, I mean, some of the stuff. 2 counts of strangulation. What you get out of choking old folks, old women? You could have got whatever you wanted out of them without choking them. Seriously, you could have got whatever you wanted. He could have walked in the house, and that's a big dude. Look, that's a big guy, 6'3", 6'4", probably. Got some weight on it. He could have walked through the house and just ravaged and took whatever he wanted, and they couldn't have did nothing. Knowing them, they probably have landlines and stuff in the house, and he could have did that without even touching them, which would still be wrong. But I mean, seriously, what kind of sexual appetite do you have to where you'll just attack anybody? These women are 78, 85 years old. The only vanity got in sweetness and attractiveness and cuteness on that is their personalities. You know, because the body then long since faded. How you even getting erect? Never mind. They caught him. Think about this. He touched a 13-year-old girl with the rest of her life ahead of her, and a 78 and 85-year-old women whose lives are coming to an end. He didn't give a damn. He didn't discriminate. All he wanted was hold. And if it was up to me, he'd get a hole right now, and it'd be 6 feet deep. I'm Stocks Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I wish them the best, because you can never recover from something like this at their age. You can't. Psychologically, you can't. They may heal, but never be the same. Never be comfortable in their own homes again. And I know a lot of neighbors are upset because they say they wish they could do something. Said it was a good community. And they said, now we look at everybody strange when they come on our street, a public street. What are you doing here? Because everybody feels as though they can't trust nobody nowadays. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.